Hi everyone, my name's Dominic, and today I just wanted to do a quick demo of a project I worked on last semester for my interface design methodology class called Indulge. As a brief introduction or background to what I'm about to show you, in this class we learned the fundamentals of user interface and user experience design, and we put those lessons to the test in our group project, which was the focus of our entire semester. Over the course of the semester, we designed, implemented, and tested our app and its designs. We followed a fast paced, iterative design and testing process where we had multiple rounds of user testing and feedback sessions. There's going to be more information about this process and the tools and technologies we used in the GitHub repository for it, which I'll leave as a link in the description of this video. Now, on to the demo. All of us being very big foodies, my group decided to make an app that quickly recommends you to new food in your current area. We wanted to make it a simple and interactive experience while remaining focused on the key user tasks we defined early on in the process, which were finding restaurants, maintaining lists of restaurants, and reviewing those restaurants. Our unique selling point here is that we wanted to make it a sort of dating app style experience where you can match with certain restaurants based on your preferences. We like pitching it as sort of a Tinder for food experience because many people then immediately have some idea of what the app is going to look like and how it functions in their head, leading to a smooth onboarding process for new users. So I'll take you through the sign up flow right here, which should look pretty standard and familiar to new users. Um, let's create user at gmail.com, just do user and pass. And this form has all your standard error checking and handling, as in most sign up forms. Email must be valid, passwords must match, etc. Yeah, but we're all good, so we'll continue. Next, in the sign up flow, you're prompted to give some food preferences. You can see here that there's not just culinary types like Italian and Chinese and maybe Peruvian, we like all those, but at the bottom, there's also more general restaurant descriptors, such as being family friendly or fancier or having larger portions. Let's say we like larger portions. So we'll click that, and I think all these look good. But you might be worried, hey, well, you didn't click Mexican, or you're not going to get Mexican restaurants. No, so these are just preferences. We're not using these to completely filter out those restaurants that don't match, but we're just going to give more weight to the restaurants that fit more of them through our recommendation algorithm behind the scenes. Next up is dietary restrictions. This is obviously very important information to many users, and unlike the just food type preferences, this absolutely will be used to filter out places that don't fit the user needs. Since we're in a demo environment with limited data, I'll just leave this blank for now so we don't filter anything out, but it is very important and is there for people. Lastly, we want the user to give their preferences for both dish price and restaurant search radius. I'll click all the dish prices just so uh, we see everything. Again, this won't filter out completely if I don't click on the cheap options, but it will give more weight to the more expensive options. What will completely filter out though is the search radius. We don't want people going further than they want. So if they set 11 miles, which I'll set, we won't recommend them anything outside of that. All of these user preferences I've gone through, uh, the food experience types, the dietary restrictions, and the price and radius are all changeable from the user's profile tab in the application, which I'll show you later. But now let's create the account. We're all set, so let's eat. This is the home tab of our application, which holds the main task of matching our users to restaurants. Just like on dating apps, and if you've seen the dating app, this probably looks very familiar. You can swipe left and right to skip or to save restaurants. If you don't want to swipe though, you can also use these handy buttons at the bottom. On the left, which is the direction you would swipe to skip, there's the red X, skip. And on the right, there's the green check to save. A couple other things you might notice on this screen is that the food is front and center. This is meant to entice users. Obviously, we want people to go eat and try these new places. There's also restaurant information up at the top. You have the name of the restaurant, the average rating, miles away, and these tags, which again, our algorithm uses these tags behind the scenes to match users to restaurants based on their preferences. We also put the ability to edit your restaurant search radius in the top right of the header, since it is a preference that many will likely want to edit frequently, and that also showed up as true in our user testing. There's also this indulged button at the bottom. This is used when a user has already been to a restaurant. So we don't know where they've been, obviously. If we recommend them somewhere they've already been, this is just a shortcut to say, I've already been there to the application, which allows them to write a review for it, which I'll show you in a second. Now, since this application is still in prototype, and we're using fake data, we have exhausted that fake data now. And so let's move to another tab. Going to the right one tab, you'll go to the list tab, and you'll see the restaurants that we saved or marked as indulged get added to various lists based on the tags associated with it. Been there is indulged. Remember, Umami Universe, we marked as indulged, we've been there. We also saved two Japanese places, or indulged in one of them, Umami Universe. Hibachi House we saved, and an Italian, we saved that as well, Pasta Palace. Now, let's say we have left the application for, I don't know, a day or two. We tried Pasta Palace and we come back and now we want to mark it as indulged. So we mark it as indulged. You'll see it gets added to the bin there list. It's in there with Umami Universe now. And anything that has been indulged at can now be eligible to write a review for. So if we go over one to the review tab, you'll see we haven't written a review yet, so there's nothing in there. But let's create one. We'll go bottom right. Let's say we want to write one for Pasta Palace first. So Pasta Palace, and we'll give it a rating. We'll say this was best food ever. And we can submit that. And now it populates in the review tab for us. And we can come in here. We can see the rating. You can see the comment we left for it. We could delete it if we so please. And let's come back. Let's write one for Umami Universe. Let's say it was terrible and we got food poisoning. Now, I hope people don't get food poisoning from recommendations from our app, but unfortunately, cannot control for that. There you go. And that one is there as well correctly. Now, if we were to come over here, because remember, we only indulged at two places, the app tells you, hey, there's no more restaurants to review. You need to get to swiping more. Now, since we're out of fake restaurant data, we won't be doing that. But obviously, in a real location, using your location data and searching around you, there's probably plenty of restaurants that you could find. Now, lastly, in your profile tab, you have user statistics for the number of places you saved and reviewed. You can also edit your preferences below here. So again, these are the food experiences. These are what we chose at the top, the price and distance, and the dietary restrictions, which we did leave blank. You can also do normal account things like change your password and log out. Now that concludes the demo. My group has talked about possibly taking this to production in the future if we have the time. There's some more features we'd like to add before that, but the core of the app is already here, which we are very proud of. Thank you all for watching, and again, more information can be found in the GitHub repository linked below. Have a nice day.